Shalom, giving all praises and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Machakodash. Double honors unto the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that rule well. And shalom unto the 144,000 elect men of the nation of Israel and the rest of the elect that are destined to be saved. I am the brother Kalab from the GMS UK. London Forecasters camp here to give you another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai. So I saw this clip on the YouTube Shorts. I thought it was very interesting because what you've had over here recently in the UK is there's been a series of heat waves. I think we've just currently experiencing the third or fourth one of this summer. Now, what that means is that it's been really hot over here. Now, in London, you've got the London Underground system, and that's a network of tunnels where you have the underground tube trains running all across London. And unfortunately, unlike other countries such as, Madrid, or I think even Brazil had air conditioning on their underground, if I remember correctly. Certain countries, they've got air conditioning on their trains. Over here in the UK, they have no air conditioning on the trains. So it gets really hot down there and stuffy, and, at the best of times, it's quite... if you're traveling at rush hour, which is like early in the morning, going to work, say from half seven up to 9:30, it's really busy on the underground, lots of people. And the same at home time as well, which would be like, I say, maybe 4 to 6 p.m. when people are leaving work. It usually gets very busy and very intense there, and at such times it can get really hot. And you can't, sit down. Oftentimes you have to stand up, and you've got bodies pressed against you and stuff. That's on a good day. It's really hot and uncomfortable down there. But obviously, since we've been having this heat wave, it's become all the more unbearable. Now, there was this video of a tube train stuck in the tunnel, because sometimes when they've got the signals, sometimes the signals gets the driver to wait in the station or wait in the tunnel. For whatever reason, maybe there's a faulty train up ahead, maybe there's someone on the track, who knows. But oftentimes, Slovakia, I've got notifications on Slovakia. Oftentimes, the trains can be delayed down there, right? So you had this situation where this train was stuck and it was at a platform, and the guy working on the platform refused to open the doors to let the people out, even though it was boiling hot down there. So you got this Jake taking matters into his own hands. Now, I thought this was interesting because it made me think of a few scriptures, which I'm going to pull out in a moment. But when Jake gets roused up, it's a sight to see. So let's watch this. It plays. Right, so as you can see, Jake lost it, right? The guy refused to open the door when he could have easily done it because they're at the platform, right? So Jake kicked the window out of the tube train. Now, that's not no light, that's not like some flipping lightweight door. Those things are pretty damn solid. And Jake took it out with 3 kicks. 3 kicks and that glass is gone, and he escaped the train. Now, this is when Jake gets roused up. How much more when Jake gets roused up spiritually against Esau, right? Because there's a precept that comes to mind. Get it out now. It's Genesis. Let me just see what one I want. Bear with me, I'm just finding the precept here. I thought I had it on deck. Just checking. Yeah, I do. This is Genesis 49:9. It says, Judah is the lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down, he crouched as a lion, and as an old lion, who shall rouse him up? See, that's the spirit of Judah right now, because Judah is the head tribe of the nation of Israel. At the moment, they're like a lion that's docile. You know, there's a lot going on around us, but the lion isn't roaring yet. It's, you know, it's crouched down, as the scriptures say. But in due time, the Most High is going to put the spirit back on our people, and they're going to get roused up, starting with the men of the elect, you know. So there's another precept I have here, which is Isaiah 59 and 19. It says, so they shall fear the name of the Lord Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. Here's the point. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of the Lord Yahweh shall lift up a standard against him. So that's the power. That's the scripture talking about spiritual powers, because you know, when this all goes down, certain men are going to receive spiritual powers. And there's another scripture here. Let me just get it. Bear with me while I do. Just getting it. Hold on. That's not the one I want. There, this is it. Zechariah 12 and 8. So lucky, this is, my phone is stalling. It's not working. Hang on. There we go. 12 and 8. Zechariah 12 and 8 says, let's read from 7. The Lord Yahweh also shall save the tents of Judah first, the glory of the house of David and the glory of the inhabitants of Jerusalem. That the glory of the house of David and the glory of the inhabitants of Jerusalem do not magnify themselves against Judah. In that day shall the Lord Yahweh defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David, and the house of David shall be as a power, as the angel of the Lord before them. So that's saying that a feeble one, let's say there's someone who has right now, maybe they have a weak body, they have a lot of infirmities, you know, they struggle a lot with day-to-day tasks because they've got infirmities. Such a man in that day is going to be as David. And just a heads up, King David, after the Most High, he has the highest body count in the Bible. You know, a lot of Christians want to talk about Satan and Satan did this and Satan did that. Well, guess what? Satan ain't got as many bodies on him as King David had, right? So even a feeble one in that day is going to receive spiritual power, and they'll be as David, you know, doing great wondrous things with spiritual power. You know, a great example of spiritual power is when Samson slew, was it 1,000 Philistines with the jawbone of an ass? You know, we're going back to them kind of levels, you know. And this clip that I just played, you know, this is Jake in captivity, man. This is, you know, Jake in captivity doing this kind of damage. Jake in captivity is doing that kind of damage. How much more when we get spiritual powers, man? And it's funny because, you know, it was a Jake that done this. It wasn't no Edomite. It wasn't no Moabite. You know, no Elamite. You know, that's the spirit of Jake, man. Because Jake, we're the form of all things, man. When it comes to greatness, you know, we're the trendsetters. You know, we set the standard. Even in our lowest state right now, we still set that standard. Just look at the world of sports. Who's leading in most of these sports? If you look at boxing, MMA, you know, tennis, athletics, you know, football. Over there in America, you call it soccer. Over here, we call it football. Over there in America, you've got what you call football, which we call American football. You know, Jake's at the forefront of all these things, man, because the scriptures talk about in Genesis how one of the brothers will be stronger than the other. That's talking about the difference between Jacob and Esau. Jake has a very masculine spirit upon him when he's in his right mind. Now, unfortunately, because a lot of Jacob been raised by their mothers, they lose a lot of that masculine energy because they're not around their fathers a lot of times. But even still, when Jake is in his right masculine mind, we dominate, man. This is Genesis 25 and 23. And the Lord Yahweh said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. So that's talking about Jacob and Esau. The one brother that was stronger was Jacob. You know, Esau's blessing is the sword, you know, carnal weaponry. Esau needs that to level the playing field against Jake. But if it comes to hand combat, Jake wins every day, all day, every day. So Lord willing, that was just edifying, you know, a quick little lesson. So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Hakodash. Double honors unto the elders and apostles of great millstone that root well. And shalom unto the 144,000 elect men of the nation of Israel and the rest of the elect that are destined to be saved. And I'll catch you in the next one, Lord willing. Shalom for now.